coming and talking to us today. I really liked what you said early on about needing to revive our democracy and restore the sense of community that was demonstrated back at that awful bridge collapse and in many other ways over the years. I want to know if you agree with me that the single best way path to doing that is to have a Congress that is responsive to the people, all of the voters, and rather than the donors. And the number one way to do that, to start with, we have to do more, is public funding of elections.
I'm all there. Yeah. I'm on that bill.
I know you are.
And
Yeah.
so this has been the most dispiriting thing about being in Washington, actually, is, and you all hear that about how much time people spend, raising money, all that, but that's dispiriting, but I don't sleep much, so whatever. But I think that what is most dispiriting is that we can't move on legislation because, and especially don't get ahead of things. When there's a crisis, like the financial crisis, and we had to do that TARP bill, people do respond at times, right? But they can't wait for the crisis to do it, and that's the problem with Donald Trump. He's creating his own crises, so it is a real problem. So things that I would do. The public financing is a great idea with matching funds. You want to like kind of how we do it in a lot of our states. And then another idea is to take the dark money out of the politics and begin to kind of recreate what we had before by overturning Citizens United. You do that with a constitutional amendment. There's a lot of talk about constitutional amendments right now. I actually think that would be a real good one that could pick up more votes, honestly, to get it through state legislatures, because people are so sick of all this negative ads. All right. The third thing I would do is to get my bill passed that would register every kid in this country to vote when they turn 18 if they're eligible. Add voters in, 1 out of 5 people, I think that's what it is, not registered, but sometimes would like to vote. So many states make it hard to vote. The other thing I would do on this front would do same-day registration. If New Hampshire and Minnesota have that, that's why we have such high voting turnout, and it's worked really well. I also have the bill. I also have the bill to do that. I've led that bill for years. And then the other thing I would do is to reauthorize the Voting Rights Act, because you've got all this suppression going on. It's unbelievable. And then one last thing I want to add to all this, and you've got all these, what happened in Georgia with people with hyphenated names not being able to vote. The guy in Texas just resigned. No one noticed because at the same time Donald Trump was in a foreign land calling the, a Duchess nasty and the London mayor a stone cold loser, and then advocating a boycott of an American company, all that, remember. And so no one noticed the Texas Secretary of State resigned because he had been involved in this purge of voters that was illegal. I mean, it's an unbelievable story. That kind of stuff is going on right now. But there is one big thing, and I know Gene and Maggie have talked about this, but it is the national security of our elections coming up. It is that the Trump administration, I personally, Langford and I have the bill to have the backup paper ballots in every state to get federal money and everything. And there's 14 that still don't have them. They have partial or they don't have them at all. And all they would have to do is hack into election equipment in one swing state or a few if it was a close election. And we would not know the outcome of the election. So that is why we have to pass that, and we also have to make the social media companies tell us where these ads are coming from and how much they're spending on them. And that's the Honest Ads Act I had with Senator McCain and now have with Lindsey Graham, actually. And there are no rules in place.
2 more questions, Senator.
2 more. I'm not going to do like fast round here. Okay, there we go there.